Ben Potter here from Pro Play Games. Just got done with Portland Regional Championships. I made day 2. I got 28th place, I think. And I played this Buzzwole Lucario deck. I think you guys are going to like it a lot. So I played 3 Buzzwole. Unlike a lot of other Lucario decks who are playing Super Scoop Up, I wasn't. This deck was more like the Buzzwole Lycanroc list that we were seeing before, but instead of Lycanroc, I played Lucario. So I have 2 Riolu, 2 Lucario. Lucario is such a strong attacker for 1 energy. It really makes up for a lot of the weaknesses that Buzzwole has, and it sets up the knockouts really well with Jet and Jet Punch. The only thing I wish I had was 1 more Riolu. That would have helped me get more of them out consistently on turn 2 when I needed them. And also another attacker for Hoopa, which I actually ran into on day 2. Then we have a 2/2 Octillery, a 3rd Remoraid, unnecessary, and a 1 Octillery would be too little. You really want the 2/2 line, a lot of consistency there. 1 Regirock EX. I didn't play a second one because a lot of the times that 10 damage didn't matter, the second chain damage, but the first 10 damage from the first Regirock was huge in a lot of my games. 1 Sudowoodo. If you're playing elixirs like I am, Sudowoodo is just an insanely strong response to a lot of things, and it only gives up 1 prize as well. So that's going to be huge against a lot of attacks, like Bulu's attacks, or even just like an opponent's Knuckle Impact. 2 Oricorio. So Buzzwole's been huge for so long. I was really afraid of people playing Mew EX, so I wanted to make sure I definitely had an Oricorio when I needed it. In retrospect, I probably could have Oricorio for a 3rd Riolu. And then just 1 Tapping Lele. With the stuff we have in the deck with Brooklet Hill and stuff, 1 Lele really is all you need to keep the deck consistent. Alright, on to the supporters, we have 4 Sycamore. The reason why I went the Sycamore route instead of Cynthia is you just draw more cards, it's okay to discard cards a lot. 4 Guzma. Card is so clutch, especially with, you can draw 3 to 5 cards with Octillery on your turn anyways. Attacking the correct Pokemon is just one of the most crucial things you can do. 1 Cynthia, 1 N. A second N would be really nice in a lot of situations, and I'd probably try to fit in a second N if I played the tournament again tomorrow. But it's also really nice to have a 1 Cynthia in case on turn 1 I want to Wonder Tag for it and search for that Cynthia and shuffle some of the cards I don't want to discard back in. 1 Lily. It's a really, really good card on turn 1. A lot of times you're drawing between 6 and 8. And 1 Acerola. This is a card I did not use 1 time throughout the tournament. I probably cut it. I said that also in my last Zork Lycanroc video, and I guess I didn't learn my lesson. Onto the items, we got 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Brooklet Hill. These are just standard search for Pokemon consistency cards. 4 Brooklet Hill, super nice for countering Parallel City, and also making sure you get a turn 1 Pokemon down. One trick I do a lot is I'll play a Brooklet Hill, and then I'll play my draw supporter for the turn. And I won't Brooklet Hill before that, because I want to draw 2 basic Pokemon to put on my bench, and not just 1. 4 Max Elixir. Card's really good as far as keeping up your tempo and kind of like locking your opponent out of being able to come back in the game. Usually only need to hit 2 in order for you to win. So the fact that you have 4 gives you lots of opportunities to do that in case you whiff. 3 Choice Band and 3 Floatstone. 3 Floatstone was definitely enough to get my retreats going. You wouldn't want to cut it to 2. And 3 Choice Band was also enough to make sure I had enough damage. There were some times I needed a Choice Band, I didn't get one. But it's hard to find the room to cut that 1 card. And then I played a Rescue Stretcher instead of a Super Rod. I think I would play a Super Rod instead of the Rescue Stretcher. It's really close between the 2. It's really nice putting a card back into your hand. But with both cards, we still have Brooklet Hill here, so that if you shuffle them back into the deck, you can get it right away. And then lastly, the energy line. I have 4 Strong Energies and 9 Fighting Energies. Definitely play 4 Strong. It powers up Lucario, do a massive amount of damage. Gives you a lot of good map with Buzzwole. You can do 60 damage to basic Pokemon. 9 fighting energy is definitely enough to make sure you hit elixirs plenty of times. So I know this is different from a lot of Lucario lists that you guys have seen coming out of Portland, and I encourage you guys to give this one a try. All right. So shout out to Pro Play Games and Ultra Pro. They're a great sponsor and a great team. And shout out to Liam Williams for lending me some cards for the deck, as well as Brandon Nguyen. And shout out to Rukan Xiao for giving me the list, basically. All right, thanks guys. See you next time.